All right, continuing with example number 3. So the first thing I need to figure out is this opening up or down? Well, it's got a negative in front, so it is going to open downwards. Okay? Then the next thing I need to figure out is my vertex. So I look at this, the guy with the x, so that's going to be my x coordinate, and I change its sign. And then I look at this guy, the stuff outside from the x, and that's going to be my y coordinate, and the sign stays the same. Then the next thing I need to figure out is there a number here in front, a whole number or a fraction? Well, there is not, so it means its shape is going to be the same as the parent. Okay? So let's go ahead and graph this guy. Okay? So our vertex was 2, 1. So I go to the right 2 from the origin and up 1, and that's our vertex. Now I know it's going to open downward, but other than that, the shape is exactly the same. So I go to the right 1, and instead of going up 1 now, though, I go down 1. I go from the vertex. So remember, look at the parent from the vertex. Where are you going for each next point, left and right and up and down? That's exactly what we're going to do here. Okay, and so to the left 1 and then down 1. Instead of up 1, we're going down 1. Then I go from the vertex to the right 2, and then I go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Normally we would go up 4, but because this is opening downward, we go down 4. Then back at the vertex, I go to the left 2 and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from the vertex, I go to the right 3. 1, 2, 3, and then down 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then from the vertex again, I go to the left 3. 1, 2, 3, and down 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exactly like our parent graph, only upside down. And starting at 2, 1 instead of 0, 0. Okay? All right. So here's our pretty graph. Now all we need to do is label the points. Well, I know its vertex was 2, 1. I already figured that out. Now, starting from the origin, again, remember, don't put a point there, please. I'm just doing it so you guys can remember. Let's go over and look at this point first. Okay? So that's 1, 2, 3 to the right, so that's my x, and I'm not going up or down at all, so 0 is my y coordinate. Then let's go to this guy next. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, so that's my x coordinate, and then how many down? 1, 2, 3, and except I went down, so that's negative, so that's my y coordinate. Let's do this point now over here. Okay, so how many from the origin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I went to the right 5, and let's see how many I went down. Remember, down is going to be negative. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And those are my points on the right side of my graph. Let's do the left side. Now remember, same as always, our y coordinates are going to be the same. We just really need to figure out our x coordinates. So I went to the the right 1, and I didn't go up or down. So that's this point. Here, for this point, okay, I didn't go left or right. So my x is going to be 0, and I went down 1, 2, 3. Down 3. See how this coordinate and this one are the same? Okay, and now let's do this point. Okay, so from the origin, I went over to the left 1, so that's negative, and I know I'm going down, so that's going to be negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, the other side's 8, so this one should be 2. There we're all graphed, all based off of the parent graph. I just needed to figure out my first things, and then away I go. So let's do the next one. Okay, so we'll come back to our work pages, and we'll do number 4. This one is going to be f of x, which is really just y equals, remember, but we're trying to learn a little bit about function notation. Okay, so here's my equation. Again, all of these that we are working with are quadratic equations, but these translations work for every single one of those graphs I showed you in the introduction, along with lots of others. So also learn how these translations work, okay? So first thing I want to know, does it open up or down? It opens downward. Because of this guy. In front is a negative. Next thing I need to figure out is my vertex. Well, there's nothing with the x. In order for it to be with the x, it's got to be something, some number in here, plus or minus, squared. But there's not even any parentheses, so that means it's going to be 0. Okay? And then this guy is outside of my x. Okay? So that's my y coordinate, and he keeps his sign. Now, oh shoot. Okay, this time I need to decide, is my shape the same as the parent, or narrower, or wider? Well, I've got a number in front of this guy. My number, and not -2, just the 2, guys. We already did stuff with the negative. Now we don't need to think about that ever again for right now. Okay? So that means that this is going to be narrower or stretch, okay, by a factor of 2. In other words, excuse me, for every y coordinate in my parent graph, I will multiply that y coordinate by 2. Okay? So I know it's going to open downward. It's got a vertex of 0, -3, and it's going to stretch by a factor of 2. So let's go graph this thing on our graph paper. Okay, so this is our 4th example. Okay, so and I'm going to need lots of room to the bottom here. So I don't hardly need anything up above. There's my y, x. I'm going to leave the bottom for just a minute without an arrow because I might need to extend this. Okay, so we said our vertex is 0, -3. So I start at the origin, means I do not go left or right because x would be 0, and then I go down 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I know it's opening down, so I'm going to do my points downwards. So in the parent graph, from the vertex, we go to the right 1 and down 1. But now that second 1, okay, I need to multiply it by 2. So what is 1 times 2? Well, that's 2. So instead of going to the right 1 and down 1, I'm going to go to the right 1 and down 2. Okay? Then normally in the parent graph, I go to the right 2 and down 4. But I need to take that 4 and multiply it by the 2, because that's what this is stretching by. So 4 times 2 is 8. So now I go down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then in the parent graph, from the vertex, I go to the right 3 and down 9. Well, what's 9 times 2? Well, that's 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. See why I wanted to extend my down here? Okay. Now, in the parent graph, normally we go to the left 1 and down 1, but now we go to the left 1. 1 times 1 is 2, so 1, 2. In the parent graph, we go to the left 2 and then down 4, but 4 times 2 is 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in the parent graph, normally we go to the left 3 and down 9, but 9 times 2 is 18. So all the way down here. And you see how, did I do that? 1, 2, whoops, got it wrong. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And so you see when we draw this graph now, it's much narrower or stretched than our normal parent graph is. Okay, now all I need to do is go back and figure out what my points are. So I know the vertex was 0, negative 3. Here I moved, to the right 1. Here I moved to the right 2. These are my x coordinates. This is another way I can do it. Hey, come back here. And to the right 3. And now let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's going down, so that's negative 5. I should do that on all of these so I remember. And then the second one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So now I just need to label the left side. Okay? So I know I'm going to the left 1, and of course I'm going to go down. To the left 2, and I'm going to go down. To the left 3, and I'm going to go down. And guess what, guys? The y coordinates, as always, are going to be the same. And there we've got it. And I have one more I want to do, so I'm going to have to do it in one more video because I don't have enough time.